Alrighty everyone, welcome to 2SRL round 16, I believe, 16 or 17. I am ItzTriton, and we are here in Sochi, Russia for the qualifying, which will begin in a minute. So, if you'll excuse me for a second as I close my door. Alright, so, today I think we have a full grid here. Sergio's is spectating, but he's not going to be joining me for commentary because I'm going to be working some things out here. So we have, let's see, we have how many subs? We have Thomas, or Toto. I don't know how to say the actual name. My apologies. I think that's actually the only one we have. Other than that, we have everyone here. Noel is unfortunately going to miss out today. So he was in a bit of an accident, so I'm not going to go into too much detail for respect, but that's all. We're going to be racing for Noel today. So let's check the chat here. Hey Wimpy, hey Tipsy, and hey Slash, how's it going guys? Welcome, enjoy the show. I'm alone, so forgive me, I'm going to do my best to keep up with the action. So we're going to be waiting here for everyone to ready up and for us to get the go ahead when Vance gives it. So yeah, this is, I think we had a full show up one race before, but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting it's gonna be interesting to see almost everyone. I mean, Thomas is one of the regular subs, so this is as close as we'll get. Something to note here is that we're going to be on strict corner cutting because Sochi is notorious for extending on regular, but it's also notorious for being pretty strict on strict, so we're going to see some penalties, but it's for the best. It's for the best. So if you watched the SLR broadcast yesterday, then you probably saw all of that. So if you are enjoying, and if you find yourself wanting to come back and watch the next race over, be sure to subscribe to the Extreme Gaming League channel, and be sure to check out any of the pre-recorded races if you want to get a catch-up on what's been going on this SLR or 2SRL season, and also on the SLR season. So thanks again for the host to them, and yes, I agree, we want to see some action. Wimpy, and thanks Tipsy. I'm gonna need some luck here, so we're gonna be beginning here now. Alright, so let's see what we got. I'm gonna pay attention to the weather forecast here as soon as they give it to me, so let me know as well if there are any stream issues. I have it open here, so should be fine, hopefully. I did a test earlier. Okay, so in Sochi we're gonna be seeing a little bit of a higher downforce orientation. You're gonna need to find a good balance between high speed and cornering ability, since there are very quick corners here, most of them in 4th gear, not really many slow corners aside from sector 3, and there's the infamous turn 3, and there are 2 very long start or DRS zones for the drivers to be able to overtake in, as we have a dry qualifying, so that's good. And I'm gonna get the forecast here from Vance, so let's see what happens here. As soon as he gives it, but yeah, he is typing it. Okay. So full sun for qualifying, I believe, and then for race as well, maybe. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna have a fully sunny sessions all around. So we're gonna wait for everyone to come out here, and yeah, this will be, so we're gonna see the temperatures be pretty good here. Hopefully some of the pad drivers do not struggle. So we got the Mercedes coming out, and we have, I didn't see who that was coming out of the pits here first, so let's see. As soon as it exits the pits there. Okay, that's Thomas and Clara, they're both Mercedes drivers, so alright, and that's Stinger, yeah, so we'll see. Let's see, we're gonna ride on board with some of them in a bit here. So just go down here to that, as Speedy also comes out of the pits, so Hopefully I don't have the over-revving glitch. I think I do have it, but we'll see. Okay, now we're good here for that. Alright, so in the current championship standing, Speedy is currently the leader. He did manage to salvage, I think it was 2nd place in Singapore after struggling, or it was a bit of a struggle for him, especially for pad players in Singapore. And here there is a bit of not much leeway as well for the drivers on pads, as these Hypersofts do not, they kind of melt in the heat, especially if it's going to be fully sunny. So it'll be interesting to see how Speedy can handle the temperatures and if he can manage it properly. So let's see what we have here. Clara is going to be beginning his lap, so we'll go to him in a bit. We're going to ride on the Ninja Cam here for a bit, and as soon as it changes. Okay. Stinger will be the first one to set the preliminary lap, so we might ride on board with him instead here. So, and just a reference, F1 Game Bad is Revo. So, in case anyone gets confused by that. Okay, this is actually not gonna... I don't think this is a good idea here because they're running fairly close to each other. So, that's actually... I don't know what they were thinking, but I guess Clara wasn't paying attention too much to the gaps. But so he's gonna be right behind Stinger as they do their laps. So he will get a DRS, but he might get a tiny bit of the dirty air effect. It's not very potent in this game as it was in previous games, but yeah, we're gonna have to see how this works out for him. But especially if he's faster, I don't know if he's faster or not, but he might have to hang back, and this is gonna hamper his lap. So let's see. Hopefully he can get an overtake around him if he needs to, as he goes wide, and that might actually invalidate his lap. So as his substitute teammate for today is right behind him too, so hopefully he doesn't upset his lap. So let's see. We'll go on board here with Stinger as he comes down the back straight here, 6th gear, 7th gear, going up to it. Now he's gonna shift very late here, build up the revs, and then he's gonna brake right before the 100-meter board. 3rd gear, misses the apex, goes a little bit, slides a little bit off. There is not much grip at this moment in the track since it is fresh, or they are freshly out. So into sector 3 now, where there is a series of slow corners here as he goes very wide, and that might actually be the lap done. Maybe not, actually, he's still going for it. So into 3rd gear now, into the penultimate corner, now into the final corner, slow in, misses the apex a tiny bit, but still keeps it going, and that is 132.5 as the preliminary lap from Clara. And here's we'll ride here with Ocean Chief as we pay attention to the times here. There's yellows in sector 3. Ocean Chief, the admin of the sister league SLR, returning after a few races, I think, away. So good to see him back. Let's see how he does here. Bance puts in a 33.3, yes. Silver goes fastest with a 31.5. Mac Jagley goes 31.3, oh, barely off of him, only 11 hundredths off. So let's see what Ocean Chief can do here, coming around the penultimate corner into the final corner there. Gets a good entry there, and oh, he's just beginning his lap. My apologies. Or maybe he got an invalidation. No, he is starting his lap. He has a full battery almost. So my apologies for that. We will find. We'll go here to Pala. He's coming right into the penultimate corner here. One of the faster drivers, last week's race winner. Let's see what Pala can do. He puts it on pole position with a 130.8. So that is a preliminary pole for now. So good lap from him. And let's see. Let's ride on board with F1 Game Bad. What did he do? He did a 32.4. So that's that. Jeremy puts in a 32.6 behind Clara. And let's see what we have here. If oh boy, I'm getting a bit of a freeze there. Let's see. Speedy here now. He's coming up to back marker traffic here. He's on a lap, so Bance has to move out of the way. As I think he cut the corner there, yeah. So yeah, that's it there. I don't know if he didn't do it. I don't know if he did a lap already or not, but that was a that might have held him up a bit. Oh no, Bance was on another lap though, I think. So let's see what we can get here. If anyone else here, Terror has not yet put in a lap. Let's go on board with Buddy. He's also invalidated his lap, so we're not gonna ride on board with him as he is a bit laggy. So let's see. People are gonna be coming in now, getting a change of tires. So we're gonna go back to Ocean Chief. He's finished his lap just now, 33.3. So apologies, I missed that one. So everyone else is either in the pits or gonna be beginning. Actually, some people are gonna be beginning laps. So we'll ride on board here. Let's see if Tipsy is going into the pits. Yes. Matthias, he might. Yeah, he's about to begin his lap, I think. Or no, he's exiting. He's going back into the pits. So yeah, we're gonna see some people change back onto fresher tires and go for it afterwards. So Vance, meanwhile, I think he's making his way back, but we have the over-revving glitch with him as well. So Codemasters, please. You're ruining the game for us spectators. So Jeremy, I think he's gonna be coming in now. Did a 32.6 still. I think that was his earlier lap time as well. So yeah, he's just gonna come into the pits now. I think let's see the tire detail. Yeah, he's done 2 laps on these, so including an in lap. I think this is his in lap. So Stinger is meanwhile on his out lap again. Clara as well, and Speedy going to be going again. He has not set his lap time yet. Neither has Thimo, Toe Thomas, Buddy, Terror, Incognita, Cursed, or Anonymous. So all of them may have gotten invalidations, or they might just not have gotten out yet, because I don't think Terror went out yet. So let's see. Yeah, I think he's coming in, so let's see if we can find, yeah, more people are coming out to start their laps now. We're gonna ride on board here with, let's see, where's Speedy? There he is. See what he can do here. So, to those who are unaware, there is a difference between the pad, which is just basically a controller, usually an Xbox controller, and the steering wheel. Is that the main reason that we differentiate between them is because the steering wheel is a lot easier to control the the angle of your steering, obviously, as opposed to using the joystick on a steering on a pad, because the way it works in this game is if you turn in hard, you will wear out your tires a lot more, and you can't really control that with a pad, because you're just gonna have to turn full right, or you're gonna have to go right on the joystick almost all the time. And with the steering wheel, you can kind of control and mimic the way you turn in a little earlier, or I mean, you can turn in a little bit softer, a little bit lighter if you want, and that helps preserve the tire life. And in general, that just adds up, because you're a lot less firm on the steering wheel than you are on a joystick. So that puts them at a slight quite a disadvantage, since the temperatures and the tire wear adds up. As Speedy begins his lap here, he is approaching the end of the first sector here. We will put the telemetry and the lap data up for everyone to see. So currently not too bad of a lap time. I hope he doesn't invalidate this one. He goes a little bit wide there, should be still good. Gets the apex though, so it should again still be good. Through the fast left-hander there. I don't exactly know some of the corner names. Or the corner numbers. My apologies. Down the back DRS straight here now. Gets a little bit of a tilt from Vance maybe, but gonna ride here, come up to the 100-meter board, heavy on the brakes, and go for the apex there. Nicely done. Carries some speed into this. Kind of truck the car into the corner there. Coming up now to the 3rd sector here. Slow corner in. Take as much curb as you can. There's very minimal curb here, so you drivers are able to ride on them without unsettling the car a bit. So rides a little bit wide there. This should be good though, as he comes into the final corner, 3rd gear. Let's see what he can do. 2nd fastest, 130.9. Gets a little bit of a kick on the back end there, so a shame that he was unable to keep the speed there, but he shouldn't have lost out too much from that. So Jeremy, meanwhile, is still. Or he's coming. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's having issues. He's out of fuel, and he has to ride back to the pits with that. He's out of fuel, I think. So I don't know what happened. He's been doing laps on his he's been doing laps on his worn tires. So I don't know what he's thinking. Yeah, he's pulling over, I think. I don't know. He's just cutting the corner there a bit, but. I don't know what happened to him, so unfortunate there. I think he's gonna lose a lot of time here, so I'm not entirely sure what he's doing there. So, meanwhile, let's see how Thimo's doing. He's on a lap, I think, right now. Thimo has not raced in a while. He commentated with me last race, so it's good to see him back in a car. So let's see how he can do. Nice and easy into the corners. A lot cleaner driving style compared to others. A lot more smooth. So DRS now with the battery up to overtake for maximum top speed. For those who do not know, the overtake on the DRS or ERS system works a lot better than having it in hot lap on the straights if you're in 7th gear. So gets a little bit on the grass there, but he should be good. A little bit cautious here. So I don't think he had much practice, I believe. So he is doing his best though. This is a pretty clean looking lap still, nonetheless. The ERS is going to go out there. So 4th gear down to 3rd. Yeah, Jeremy retires. Unfortunate. So that means he will be 15th at least as Thimo puts in a 32.6, just a 100th off of Jeremy's time. So he can go again and hopefully beat that out. So meanwhile, let's see. Who's here? We have Tipsy on a lap here. He's currently 13th fastest. So hopefully he can gain some pace here. Everyone is fairly close within each other, I should note. A lot of 31 from 12th to 3rd. They're on the 31s. So I mean, there's a bit of a gap between Revo and Terror, and then Vance onwards about half a second. But this could be up for grabs. The middle there, as Matthias is actually 3rd fastest at the moment. So good performance from him so far. As we ride here on board with Tipsy, going into 2nd gear into the end here as we approach the end of Sector 2. Carries a lot of speed, chucks the car right into that corner very well, and misses the apex there, but he can carry some speed here, coming up into the next corner, and up into 4th gear to avoid the wheel spin, and coming up to the penultimate corner, takes a good amount of curb there, as now he comes up to the final corner, takes a good amount as well there, and now he crosses the line, and that is 12th fastest. So he jumps Revo, but he still has a bit of work to do if he wants to get out of the top, if he wants to get into the top 10. Although on this track, it doesn't really matter. The tire wear here is very, very, very minimal. The Ultra Softs can easily last 10 laps, and then you can go the rest of the race on an easy one stop with Ultras. So the soft tires, which are the next compound or the hardest compound they bring as they skip the super softs, is almost unnecessary. So meanwhile here, Paula actually puts in a faster lap. He goes a 130.3, I believe he did that earlier actually. So forgive me if I am mistaken. So let's see. Meanwhile, who is on a lap? We have Ocean Chief. I believe I think he's finishing up his lap. I'm not too sure, but or he's just bringing it in maybe, or he might have fueled up for a 2nd lap. So Stinger also on a lap. Buddy is in the pits. Kirst is out on his lap, so we'll see how Kirst does. We'll give him some airtime. Our #1 driver at heart, as we know, as he's about to get maybe held up here by Joe Thomas. Okay, no, luckily not. So he got a good toe off of him, luckily. So it's very kind of Joe Thomas to do that for him, intentionally or not. But Kirst bringing it here to the... Oh, okay, he's invalidated, so that's a shame, as misses the entry there, and he speeds right into it. So meanwhile, oh, okay, Stinger, yeah, he's gone wide, and he's gonna hit the wall there. So meanwhile, Thimo is coming back out for another lap here. Speedy is on his next lap, so we will go on board with him. Let's see, there he is. Okay. So he's got 6/10 between him and Paula if he wants to make this happen. He's gonna go wide there. Oh yeah, misses the apex there. I don't know if that's invalidated or not, but he might still be good here to go on. But yeah, he carries some good speed into that fast left-hander there. At the 100-meter board, breaks into 3rd gear. Gets a bit of oversteer there, but keeps it under control down the or the start-finish straight. My apologies. He's not going on into overtake, so doesn't really matter. I think for him, he gets a good amount of curb on that apex there very well. Keeps it into 5th gear now, going up into 3rd, into the slow left-hander, into the right-hander here. A little bit itchy there on the rear end there, but he keeps it under control into 3rd gear now, into the penultimate corner, to the final corner here. Let's see if he can get it done. Is this going to be a good lap, or let's see. I don't. Yeah, he did a 1:30.35, so just barely off of Paula's time. So yeah, he's got some time to improve as Matthias is going to be beginning his lap. Let's see, with Anonymous, he is also starting his lap as well. So one of the McLaren's got to move out of the way there as well for the Haas as well, who's there. I think that's Jesse, or maybe just or Cursed coming out of the pits. So let's see if Anonymous can move up any further. He is just a little bit off of Matthias's time, so hopefully he can make something happen here. Silver is also there in the hunt as well, as is Mac Jagley, and Nick as well in 7th in the Ferrari. So and we can't count out Joe Thomas or Clara either, or Terror. Of course, Terror being one of the quicker drivers, so we're actually going to ride on board with Terror for a bit here, as he is a little bit lower than one would expect from him, as he is one of our quicker drivers. So let's see what he can do. That may or may not have invalidated the lap, but I'm not too sure. Hopefully not. So he's gonna have to be a little bit antsy into that corner, make sure he doesn't get an invalidation. This track is very unforgiving. There are yellows into this. Yeah, there's one of the slow force Indias. I think that might be Speedy just coming into. Now he might give Terror a toe. No, he's not really gonna get much of a toe off of that. So he's gonna come here to the 100-meter board on the brakes, 3rd gear, a bit of a lockup. Now he's going to take it slow into this corner now. So, yeah, here we come now. Terror, this might be a pretty good lap. I'm not too sure how the telemetry is looking here. He's got 10 seconds now to catch that time. As right behind him is one of the Williams. I think that's Buddy. Who has not done a lap yet, as we're approaching the end here of qualifying. Let's see what Terror can do. He crosses the line. Can he move up? He moves 3rd fastest. Very good lap from him, as the Williams there is beginning a lap. I think that is not Paula. Paula is going to be finishing his lap. Speedy is only able to manage 2nd fastest, but at the moment Terror is on the 2nd row, so good lap from him. Bance, meanwhile, is aborting, so he's only going to be 12th fastest, unfortunately. So let's see if Paula can improve on his pole position time, as he does. I don't know if he did or not, but I didn't look like it. But but still, that's pole position for Paula at the moment, unless I mean, Anonymous or Revo can catch up to him. So there's 6/10 here between that. Anonymous is backing out, actually. He's out of fuel, so he did a 30.9 there. So Mac Jagley will be 5th, Anonymous 6th, behind him on the 3rd row. See if Revo can improve here. He's slow as well. Thimo says he bottled his last lap there. Oh, that sucks though. But 15th fastest with very low preparation. So hopefully he can have a good race here. As I think Revo's just bringing it back into the pits here. So let's see. Is Clara on a lap? Yeah, Clara is about to finish his lap. Let's see what he can do. He's currently done a 20. No, he's coming into the pits. Okay. Let's see if. Yeah, Ocean Chief is already done here. Let's see, Jesse is also going. Yeah, that's it then. Okay. So this is your preliminary grid here. Buddy, Buddy just put in a lap, I think, or somebody just put in a lap. I'm not too sure there, but let's see. It is Paula on pole position with Speedy on the front row. Matthias in 3rd with a fantastic qualifying from him. Terror missed out by, Terror missed out by a little bit, few tenths there. 4th fastest from him. Not too bad though. He has a lot to gain here. Mac Jagley with an impressive 5th, and Anonymous in 6th as well. So good performance from them. Buddy there in 7th, Revo up in 8th, and then Silver and Nick on 9th and 10th, finishing off the point scoring finish or points paying positions here. And the rest of the grids, the bottom 10 will all have free choice of tires. So it'll be interesting to see if they will go from, or if they will divert from the base strategy of starting on the hypers and going to ultras at the end to starting on the ultras and then having some speed to give at the end. As I don't believe the hypersofts are much faster on this circuit, but especially towards the end, these ultrasofts do last a fair bit amount longer. So strategy will be a little bit interesting to see, but other than that, it should be pretty straightforward. So that again is your qualifying, and there is the most of the grid there. I'll come down here for a bit to show you guys the full thing. Cursed unable to really improve there, but hopefully he will have a good race. My good friend Milosh and Jeremy, unfortunate. I saw that he had a bit. I think he had some issue with. He came into the pits and I don't know if he came out with no fuel or something, but yeah, he just did a few laps on his the same ultra softs or hyper softs, I mean, or something. So hopefully we'll see some of these guys be able to claw their way back up the grid here. So anyways, again, if you were enjoying the stream, be sure to follow or subscribe to the EGL channel. And if you're enjoying as how the season is progressing here from 2SRL, be sure to go back and watch some of the previous recordings or the previously streamed races, as there's some pretty interesting stuff that occurs in them. So we're gonna begin here, as I got literally no angle on that. Okay, with the formation lap here. So this is all to play for here for Pala and Speedy. Hopefully Speedy is able to manage the temperatures and manage the tires, but he may end up struggling here as this progresses. Matthias is in a very powerful P3 position here for him, so hopefully he can hold on to this as well. And hopefully we don't see any carnage into the kink of turn 1. As you may or may not know, for those who do not, turn 1 is right there at the start-finish line. It is it is flat out, so people can find a little bit of a gap going into there. So it can get dangerous as people do not look and kind of squeeze people into the corners. So hopefully nothing dire happens there. Although I know some of you guys would like to see some carnage, but yeah, I see, especially Wimpy. So let's see. I'm reading the comments here. Hello Shay, hello Sabu, and hello Jeremy. It's lagging slightly. Okay, let's see. Unfortunately this is as good as I can do, and this is fairly clean, I mean, for the time being, I think. So yeah, unfortunately this is as good as I can do, but it's a massive improvement from last week. So if you watched last week's race, I apologize deeply for the issues. It was really last minute. I had just woken up and I wasn't planning on commentating as I was busy with finals or final exams for university here in America. But luckily I was able to do that, and hopefully I did good. I know I did good on a handful of them, but we're going to be beginning here momentarily. We're going to keep the we're actually going to look at the tires situation here. Everyone's starting on the hypersofts except for Jeremy, so Jeremy is going to be the last to pit for everyone. So we're going to keep the position change here up for the moment here as we form the grid back together and we get prepared for Sochi, or the F1 Sochi or Russian Grand Prix here in 2SRL. So hopefully we see some good racing, some clean racing, of course, as we don't really get a good angle here. Okay, now we do. So we go to 4 or 5 lights ahead of the drivers. And we are underway here in Sochi. Good start from Pala, good start from Speedy. Speedy's going to be alongside him almost, but no, Pala keeps it in the second phase. Matthias gets away gets away good as well here in the background. That not many people getting pushed around there as Speedy goes wheel to wheel here with Pala. He has the inside line. He's going to take the lead here if the race, as Matthias is there as well. But Speedy gets a little bit of a bad exit, and Pala might have actually cut the corner there. But Speedy is going to fight him into the curve of turn 3, flat out here. And Terra is up there trying to pressurize on Matthias, but so far looking so good. Thomas loses a bit of places there as well. He might have had a spin somewhere, as Thimo loses out a few places as well. Hopefully no damage there for them, but so far Pala gets back into the lead there after being under pressure. So looking good so far, as Clara makes up a couple places. Anonymous is up as well, past Mac Jagley, as let's see if we can, if Pala can pull this gap now. Speedy is going to have to chase him down now, and Matthias is there as well at the moment in the slipstream range as the drivers form out the grid here. And Thomas, let's see what happened to him. He is behind down the grid. He might have some wing damage, I'm not too sure, but yeah, so far almost a fairly clean one. Yeah, it seems like he has wing damage or some front end plate. Yeah, his front end is missing right there on the right side, so unfortunate for him. He's gonna have to pit and make his way back up this field. So Thimo, meanwhile, let's see what happened to him. There's a bit of a contact there between Jeremy and Hurst. And Thimo is trying to make his way around that. He has end plate damage as well, so might not be too major though, hopefully. So meanwhile here, let's see if he can get this going. Yeah, Paula did get a warning for that one, so we do know that he has a off turn 1. He did get the warning there, so he's closing in on a penalty there. Don't know how many more he got, but as we see Speedy try and chase him down, the gap is 7/10 already. Matthias is there as Toe Thomas gets a 5-second stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane, unfortunately. As Ocean Chief falls down the order, I think there. Back down, and Stinger moves his way up. So let's see. Meanwhile, Buddy here as well is on the back there as Revo goes a little bit wide there, I think. So yeah, as he is going wheel to wheel here with Silver, can he go past him? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, right ahead. They have a bit of beef from Singapore, maybe. But, oh, okay, Clara's having a look now and forces Silver a bit wide there, unfortunately. So, had to take evasive maneuvers there to avoid the Mercedes. But now Clara is right behind Revo and hoping to make his places up as Kirst gets a penalty. That's the first one. I'm not going to be able to keep count because I feel like we're going to see a lot of them as we are on strict for those who did not catch it in the beginning. So, let's see here. Meanwhile, Buddy is having a look here on Anonymous as he's unable to make a move there into the slow corner of I don't know the name, or I don't know the corner number. My apologies, but yeah, go back here to the front here, see how things are developing. There's not much of a gap here, but Paula is actually the one building the gap between Speedy and him. Matthias is still within range of Speedy, so this battle will develop as we go here. He's gonna have DRS here, but he's not. I don't think he's close enough to get a run on him. So corner cutting penalty for Mac Jagley. I think he went into the pits. Yeah, he had damage, and he got that glitch where even if you go into the pits, it gives you a stop-go penalty for some odd reason, as Stinger gets a speeding penalty as well. And yeah, Stinger's just going to retire again, like last week. Unfortunate for him. Gets frustrating after a while, as yeah. Unfortunate, but yeah, meanwhile, Anonymous is catching the back of Terror Incognita, so Terror's not really catching or making ground on Matthias. It should be noted that he, Bance, and Revo are all going to be a bit slow since they haven't really practiced, same as Thimo, since Timo's been busy with school work, I believe, or university work, and Revo, Bance, and Terror, if you guys did not catch it, Paula gets a penalty, so that's going to play into Speedy's hands. If you did not catch it, or you did not see the stream, the three of them have been doing the endurance racing practice. If you are a fan of endurance racing, so sorry for the ad, but be sure to check out the EGL 2S Endurance League races as well. With the three of them running their stints, they just did 6 hours of Sebring, so wasn't a great race to watch, great pace to see. So if you're a fan of that, be sure to check them out there as well, and that is all in the channel below. So meanwhile, here Anonymous is on the back, and Speedy spins, and he's got damage now, so that is big damage there. Maybe I don't know how bad the end plate damage is there, but there is some nonetheless. So yeah, that is pretty hefty damage there. I can see half of it missing, so he's gonna have to go into the pits. Yeah, that is his race almost effectively over, and that is big disappointment in the championship fight there. So meanwhile, here we have a DRS train here between a handful of drivers here. Unfortunate though for Speedy. Matthias is up into second place now, though, as a result. As Revo gets a little bit wide there on the rear end, gets a bit of a kick on the back end, I should say, as Clara is closing in on him. Round turn 3 we go. Is he gonna have a look here? It's a bit of a gap there, yeah, but not really one to go for. Kirst gets a corner cutting penalty, I think, or a penalty there, as he goes into the pits, as Jeremy also goes into the pits as well. So meanwhile, there's a lot of battles brewing here. So let's see. Buddy gets a little bit wide there, as Revo is having a look now, as so is Clara. As Clara tries to go around the outside of both of them. Is he going to overtake them off the track? He might have to give that position back. He might get a penalty for that, I think. But no, he's actually going to keep going. Okay. I guess not. So that's a very ballsy move from Clara, if you ask me. But it paid off nonetheless. Impressive. Although I'm not sure about the rule of overtaking off the track there, as that was seemed to be all 4 wheels were off the track. So I don't know what to say there. But Buddy does lose out there, as Revo is trying to catch up to Clara now, and he will have DRS as he goes very wide indeed. I don't know if he hit the wall there, hopefully not, but he is going to be missing a bit of front end plate if he did hit it. But yeah, Silver in the back there being pressurized by the other Ferrari of Nick, and Curse gets another time penalty. So hopefully my buddy Curse can pick it up here a bit as Clara pulls a gap here. Revo is going to have DRS though. So we're going to pull the telemetry and the lap data back. Back up here as he's building up here. Sector 2, we have yellows as meanwhile in the back there, Silver having a look there at Bance, who's made up places there as well as we have 4 cars there. It's Tipsy, Buddy, Nick, and I think that's that's Buddy, Buddy, Silver, Nick, and Tipsy there. So Tipsy goes down the inside there of Buddy there. He doesn't make the move stick, unfortunately. For him, and then we have Nick pressurizing Silver still all the way here. Bance going to be trying to fight back as well there. But Revo, meanwhile, as Clara gets past Anonymous goes wide there. And oh no, that's Cursed off the track, and Cursed I think is giving space for, or he might be desynced, but he might be letting the leaders past, as he might just be a lap down here at this moment. Yeah, so yeah, meanwhile, Bance fighting Anonymous in the slipstream there with the DRS. He pulls out now. He's going to go wheel to wheel with him going into the turn here. Can he get the move done here? Slow into 3rd gear. Yeah, there you go. Very well done from Bance up into 6th place now, starting from 13th. So good recovery from him. With less practice, now he's behind his endurance teammate Revo, who is going a bit slow now, losing out to Clara. So we're going to look at the tire telemetry here. So Mac Jagley and Speedy, Toe Thomas, and Ocean Chief are all on soft tires here, as they will try and go to the end and salvage their races. But they might lose out in terms of grip and pace in the end, unfortunately, especially for Speedy, who is the championship leader at this moment. So this is going to help Pala in his endeavors for the championship. So even though he came late, as Revo gets a little bit of a hit on the back end from Bance, I think. And Bance is making his way around the inside here. Revo on the outside here, going to turn to the inside here of turn 4. Can he get it done? He has a look, but might get a penalty, or might get a warning for that. Clara gets another time penalty. So that's not going to help him in his pursuit of Terror Incognita, who's up in the podium positions at the moment, as Anonymous pits as he had damage. So disappointing for him. Revo and Bance going really wide, both of them. So this battle is going to be developing as we go here. Let's see what they can do. So, okay, Bance is going to be under threat here, as Revo will get DRS here. He has a lot of battery here to give as well. Overtake mode, let's see. Yeah, Bance is not even going to bother fighting it too much. He kind of closes the door there, but not really. Revo kind of went for a gap that wasn't entirely there. A little bit of a lock up there. Bance gets the switch back, though, and Revo is on the inside now, coming up into the next 2 corners here, but he has to relinquish that. Good defending from Bance there, as Silver is now in the hunt there as well in the back, and Matthias and Terror, meanwhile, are kind of not really making much ground, but not losing much ground, as Bance goes into the pits. I don't know if that's scheduled or not. Let's see, but we will keep an eye on that as well for a bit here. I don't know if he has damage or not, but Tipsy is going to move up a place here, and Matthias gets gets a penalty for speeding, I believe, as Bance is not changing. Yeah, this is just a scheduled one, so it's glitching here, I think, for me. Yeah, as just gets a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. So this is impressive. I got yeah, he's just glitched out for me, so he should be fine. Yeah, he's maybe coming out of the pits right now, but yeah. Codemasters, fix your game, guys, fix your game. Still in there? Yep. So let's see. Meanwhile, Anonymous and Mac Jagley both on soft, or Mac Jagley is showing up on, he's on soft tires. So don't pay attention to the game again. Hunting down Anonymous, although the two of these, the two of them are going to be struggling here, as Buddy pits as well for what is it? Ultra soft tires, and a bit early, but interesting, I guess. Right on board here with Thimo for a bit. He's got a bit of end plate damage there, but it's not major, so he is able to continue as... Yeah, I think Bance got stuck in the pit lane. Okay, that's ridiculous. So he has to retire because of that. So, as Revo's name says, F1 game bad. But yeah, it's, that's just ridiculous. Honestly, how can you get... I understand that every game has its issues, but that's just, That's just ridiculous, if you ask me, as Revo comes into the pits now, so hopefully he doesn't have the issue that Vance gets. So yeah, he's gonna be able to make his way out there. Jesse moves up into 8th place, so hopefully he can stay up in the points scoring positions, but some of these guys did lose out here, so he will make his way back up. He will be fairly quick at the end compared to those soft runners, especially compared to them, but he might lose out a few places here, as that's unfortunate for Vance, making up all those places and ending up having to retire for that, but really unfortunate, as meanwhile Nick and Tipsy are going to be fighting here in a bit. Pala is pretty much running away with this race. Curse retires as well. Don't worry, Curse, you're still #1 in our hearts, but may not be #1 in the race, but that's okay. Meanwhile, Tipsy going to be pressurizing Nick all the way here, coming up to the back straight here. He will have DRS, so this is the prime time to push, as these tires are going to start to fall off for both of them. So let's see what he can do here. He has DRS, but I don't think he's going to be able to make much here, as... Oh, we have a virtual safety car, okay. So that's going to give him some leeway here, as I think that's for Curse retiring, so that's a bit disappointing. Was looking to heat up a bit there, but we're going to have to wait a bit, as Silver's having a pretty good race here so far. Keeping it clean and consistent, as Clara as well. Okay, so the top three are going to make use of this. Clara is not going to pit yet. That might have been a mistake from him, but okay, Terra, Clara, Terra, Matthias, and Paula are all going to take advantage of this, so Paula's going to come out ahead. Let's see. Terra is going to come out here. Okay, the virtual safety car is back in. The three of them are going to gain some time out of that. Thimo gets that same penalty for going into the pits, but that's unfortunate. But meanwhile here, Tara and Matthias are exiting the pits now, so the two of them are going to be on each, or Tara's going to be on Matthias's tail, going to be trying to fight for that P2 finish, but Matthias is driving a very solid race so far. So meanwhile Jeremy is I think he pit earlier, so let's see what he's doing here. He's catching the back of Anonymous. Anonymous is very slow. Since he is on soft tires, you can see how much later he can brake compared to Anonymous. 3-lap old softs versus 5-lap old hypers. This is no contest. It's three tire compound difference. You can see him catching him all the way into the corners here. This is just almost futile in a sense here. He is going to hang back. He's going to have a look to the inside here. I don't know if Anonymous is going to try and fight it a bit here. But Mac Jagley is catching as well. The battle will be between him and Anonymous. His tires are a bit older. Jeremy goes very wide there, but is able to keep it under control. So the thing is though, he is essentially a whole pit stop ahead of Matthias, of Jeremy. So he is gonna have to hold it off and then build a gap. But he is gonna have DRS in the slipstream. This should be the job done here. He will be much later on the brakes with that softer and fresher rubber, as you can see there. Goes a bit wide though, but he does keep it under control, as Mac Jagley is going to be there as well. Silver, meanwhile, goes into the pits. See where he comes out. So Jeremy is going to be able to go for a bit longer. I believe he made a pit stop earlier, so yeah, he did. He already made one pit stop, so he's gonna he should have gone onto soft tires, if you ask me, but that he might be able to get some pace and push further on. So so far he's up in the 10th, so good move from him. So let's see. Joe Thomas gets a penalty for corner cutting. Thimo, meanwhile, running behind him, not really closing in on Emotion Chief, unfortunately, in the last of the positions here. Speedy gets a time penalty. I don't know how many he has, but running down in 13th, disappointing from him, spinning out there from 2nd place. So, meanwhile, Terror is catching the back of Jesse here, who has yet to make his pit stop. So he will have DRS here. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch him here or not with the slipstream. Actually, he might. So yeah, he is catching him very quickly here. Jesse's not going to be fighting him too hard. I don't think he goes to the inside. Terror's going to be a lot later on the brakes. Around the outside, he goes very, very nicely done from Terror Incognita. And he moves up into 5th place, and he's going to be trying to catch Matthias down now as Clara pits from the race lead. Tipsy gets the corner cutting penalty as well. That happened to me yesterday in the SLR race, which is ridiculous, but, okay, Clara, I don't know what that was, okay, that was weird, but yeah, Clara is coming out of the pits. He's gonna come out behind Palater, and, let's see where he comes out. No, he'll probably be 4th, yep, P4, so good job from Clara, so far. Revo moves up ahead, but he has actually stopped, so Revo actually jumped him, okay. And Silver as well, because they took advantage of that that safety car. So that's really unfortunate, but he will have fresher tires, so hopefully he can catch them down now here. But yeah, that was a big mistake for staying out under that virtual safety car. But let's see the tires here. He's on fresh tires. They have a few lap older tires here. So let's see what he can see if he can catch Silver here. Silver's just pitted the lap before, so he actually undercut him, I think. So, but yeah, Revo made use of that virtual safety car very well, so up in the 4th, even though F1 game is bad. But Clara is in DRS here, so he will be on the back of Silver momentarily, as will Nick on the back of Clara. So let's see, with the DRS, he is not nearly close enough yet, but give it a bit, maybe on the start-finish straight he will be. So far, Jeremy is gonna have to try and make his way up as well there, so he's gonna have to make a gap between him and Anonymous, or himself and Anonymous, I mean, but he gets a time penalty there. So keep an eye on, or keep our eye on some of these instances here. So Buddy, meanwhile, is on the back of Jesse. Jesse has stopped, so just now, and Buddy is on fresher tires, so we'll go to that after this. Meanwhile, Clara falls off the back a bit of Silver there, so he's not going to be able to get the move done there, so we'll go to Buddy here, who is going to be on the back of Jesse as well. So Jesse just coming in the lap before, Buddy losing out early on, I believe, so he's going to have to make his way back as well. He's in 13th, but he is going to be in the slipstream here with DRS. This might just be like taking candy from a baby from him. Jesse does move, but he doesn't really seem to fight it too hard. Gives him the inside line and late braking, but oh no, okay. A little bit of defense from Jesse, so not too bad. Buddy gets a little bit too hard in and kind of dives it a bit, but or not really dives it, I mean, but kind of looks in a bit too hard there as Jesse runs a bit wide, and so does Buddy. But on the second straight here, if I were Buddy, yeah, he's going to be saving his battery here. He's not running any ERS right now in the moment, so save his battery for the straight. So yeah, come on in, Bance, if you want. Bance is going to join in. So let's see.
Hello.
Yeah, what happened? Did you get stuck in the pits?
I never got the release site.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a glitch.
I had to retire myself eventually because
that's ridiculous.
Tipsy was having to pit, so I needed to get my car out of there, and they wouldn't let me go.
That's oh my god.
I had a nice strategy cooking there, pitting early as well. Unfortunately, I never got to see how that would go. But yeah.
That's a shame. Sorry, dude. Yeah. So
happens.
That's the F1 game for you.
F1 game bad.
F1 game bad, as it says here by P4 place Revo. So meanwhile, as we're watching here, Buddy is unable to get the move on Jesse, but he will be on the back here of him on the straight here. He was saving his battery. Now he is in overtake. He will have all of it to use here. So he is going to be catching him here. Let's see if Jesse is also in overtake. So not going to be able to do it here. Yeah, he's too far behind. So yeah, he's going to have to hold off for a bit here. So good defense from Jesse so far. Speedy, meanwhile,
quick update.
Oh yeah.
As well. Sorry about Tipsy being far back. So he got the same bug as me.
What?
He frozen in the pits.
Oh my goodness.
Well.
That's ridiculous, man.
Anyway, I will leave you to deal with it.
Yeah, that's okay, thanks.
Good luck, man, and enjoy.
Thanks, sir. So that's just ridiculous. As meanwhile, we're gonna keep an eye on this battle here as well. Not Jesse, Silver and Revo are going at it here. Revo having to defend here. Silver right on the back of him for what could be P4 in the LA Force India. So Revo gonna probably be a sitting duck here on the straight coming up here, yeah. Because he's got battery to play with here, so he's gonna go up into high ERS, and he's gonna have DRS and slipstream here. So it should be a sitting duck as well. Revo goes to the inside, the only thing he can't really do. Silver's gonna have a look on the outside here. Can he get it? As Jeremy gets a corner cutting penalty for entering the pits again, that same one, but unfortunate there. Let's see what's happening here now. That's good defense from Revo, and Silver is going to be on the back of him, but Jeremy's there in the pits. He's going to lose out some time there, unfortunately, but he gets a time penalty. He's got DRS now. This might be it here on Jesse. Is he going to have a look on the inside here? Yes, he is. He's going to go on the brakes. Jesse brakes very much later and holds the position very well. So, let's see. We're going to keep an eye out here on Silver and Revo as the gaps are closing in here. We have two battles to watch here. Big lock up there for Jesse. He's going to have a look here. And Buddy does get the move done here now. Not entirely, though. How much longer can he hold it as trying to switch back here is Jesse. What a fantastic move from him. But can he, and now he's got the inside as well. So yeah, okay, he's got to go slow into there. But yeah, he's going to be a sitting duck again on the straight. But it goes wide as well there. So let's see what he can do here on the... Okay, yeah, is he going to relinquish that? No, he kind of gives it to him. I don't know if that was for DRS or not, but yeah, neither of them are going to have DRS now, I think. Oh, no, was it? Buddy does have DRS, so that's the move done there. Let's go back to Silver here. He's going to have DRS now on... yeah, he's going to have DRS on Revo now. Let's see if he can get the move done here. I'm not sure he's going to be able to here. But meanwhile, in the back, Clara and Jack going wheel to wheel as well. Is Nick? Nick gets the move done on Clara, and that is it. Very well done from him. As Silver now going to be pursuing around turn 3 Revo, and still within 6/10. He's got to make a little bit more of a, or give less of a gap to be able to make the slipstream worth it, and the DRS as well. He is saving his battery, so that might be part of the reason, but it's interesting to see how this is going to unfold here as Revo gets a time penalty. Okay, what happened to Buddy? No, Buddy does get past Jesse again there. Jesse is still fighting it back there, but yeah, meanwhile, this is still brewing. Buddy's going to have to make a gap here, so I'm going to keep an eye here on Silver again. I don't believe he is within... Yeah, he's not going to be able to do it here. So, yeah, a lot to look at here. But yeah, at the moment, Terror is not really making up any time on Matthias, who is running a fantastic P2. So, yeah, in the back here, Clara is reapproaching the back of him as he hits the wall there a bit. So, a little bit argy-bargy from them, but yeah, Nick is going to be a sitting duck on the straight again. So up into overtake, Clara goes, and now on the back, on the start-finish straight here, essentially, past turn 1, he is going to be in the slipstream with the DRS. Is he going to have a look on the inside here? Dives it a bit, not really having a look there, backs out of that smartly, and yeah, Nick defends that for the time being. And in the back there as well, Jesse gets a penalty. Two of these are going to be pursuing each other through turn 3 here onto turn 4. Up there into turn 5 is Silver and Revo, who might be slowing each other down, so these two might be battling for the 4th place position here. Jeremy gets another penalty. So... Excuse me. Let's see. I don't think he's got enough of a gap here as well. He's kind of holding the battery for the time being very wisely. So eventually, though, he is going to be able to make a lot more progress on him, as Clara is going wheel to wheel here now with Nick for round 2. He's on the inside here. Can he get the move done? Gets a little bit of contact there. Nick holds the inside line conversion there and holds it very well done. But Clara is going to have a look now to the inside here of the next corner, and this is going to convert to the outside though, so Nick will have the inside there, and he holds that very well, but they're going to go wheel to wheel, and okay, Nick lets him go, I think, to get DRS on the next straight. So yeah, I think that's what he was trying to do. Toe Thomas gets another penalty. So now okay, holds the thing there. Tipsy, unfortunately, is held in the pits, so that's just ridiculous, man. That happened to both of them, him and Bance, so they're both gone as Silver gets past Revo. Okay, I missed that overtake. I apologize. I was keeping my eye on that as finally pays off there for Silver. He's up and ahead now, but how much longer as Revo is going to have a look down the inside here into turn 4, not unable to do it, but he's going to compromise Silver a bit, but Silver is holding it as Nick is still ahead now of Clara, so interesting battles going on here between the two as Speedy is also having a look now at Anonymous. So we're going to have a look at that real quick here. Around turn 3 into turn 4, is he going to have a look? Not going to. So, meanwhile, Mac Jagley running up ahead of them in P8. He does not have to make a pit stop yet either, so let's see what Nick, meanwhile, here can happen here. Revo is going to have DRS here on Silver now for round 2 here. Is he going to have a look on the inside here? And has a look, dives it, yeah, he got the corner there, and Silver goes a little bit wide. Has to hold back there, but Revo does not get a good exit as well, so he's going to have to wait for the start-finish straight here now. As he gets, ooh, a big kick of oversteer, so that's not going to help him either. And Silver is a little bit hasty there as well, so he's going to have to hold it here. A little bit of understeer, it seems, maybe, but running less wings. So yeah, another kick of oversteer there as well. Those rear tires are probably not happy at the moment, but he will have DRS here, be able to go into high ERS mode as well. He's not going to be able to get anything down here now, as Clara has DRS now on Nick in the background here again. These two have been going at it all for a bit here, as Clara has a look, unable to do anything about it there. So might get a warning for cutting that, hopefully not, but round turn 3, flat out here as we go here. Unable to really get anything down here. Is he gonna have a look? No, he's not, very wisely. And yeah, gonna have to wait there as he's okay, he gets a screen freeze there, Nick, so he loses that position to that. That's unfortunate, but meanwhile here, yeah, Revo is still trying to catch the back here of Silver as Speedy is on the back of Anonymous. See what he can do here. Anonymous goes a little bit wide. Speedy is gonna have a look here on the side, on the inside here into turn 5, I believe, trying to hold it, but the two of them have really wearing down, or their tires are wearing down now, so they're gonna have a lot less grip than anyone on this circuit at the moment, besides Ocean Chief as well. So meanwhile, also in the background, Jesse and Buddy are going at it too. Very good battle going on between the two of them. So a lot of battles going on here. I can only keep count of so many of them, unfortunately. So we'll go back here to Revo. Revo is losing out here. He's made a mistake maybe somewhere, because he's, or maybe my intervals are glitched, but actually no. Yeah, he's lost a bit of time to Silver, so that's that. And then Nick as well, losing time to Clara. So he will still be within a reasonable distance, but see now what Speedy can do here. So see, he's gonna have DRS on the back straight here, or on the start finish straight, I mean. So, and he is saving his battery a bit. He's gonna have enough to play with here. Anonymous unable to be able do much here, I don't think, in the slipstream and the DRS here. Is he gonna have a look onto the inside here? Anonymous doesn't defend it entirely. There, gives him a bit of a gap, and he goes to the inside. It pushes him a little bit wide as Anonymous cuts the corner, goes back over him, but he gives him the position in the end. So again, that corner is very narrow, so we're going to be seeing a lot of that, unfortunately, but still good driving nonetheless from everyone in 2SRL. So let's see. Meanwhile, Nick not really building the gap there, so we do have a bit of lull here, as not much battles going on, unless Anonymous and Jesse can, or Anonymous can stay within. Jesse falls off the back of Buddy, so Buddy is able to survive that for the time being, but he's gonna have to make some places up, as if he wants to get some points, he's gonna have to catch the 3 soft runners. So in the end here, it might not be much. Pala gets another time penalty. I don't know how many penalties Matthias has compared to him, but at the moment he is running a pretty lonely but successful race. 8 seconds in the lead. Jeremy gets another time penalty, as Jeremy is actually on the back of Thimo now, so we'll watch that. So we do have one battle brewing here, as he has DRS here in the slipstream. Thimo goes to the inside there. He doesn't really get anything, and Revo just got disqualified for too many penalties. So F1 game bad as oh, Thimo locks up heavily. Okay, that is really, really, really frustrating, if you ask me. So Clara goes up into 5th again as Jeremy is all over the back here of Thimo, riding on the rear of his car, and now he's gonna have DRS into the straight here. Thimo is gonna be just gonna be sitting here, sitting duck again. I keep saying that. My apologies if it gets annoying, but it's the best way I can describe it. As Thimo goes to the inside here, Jeremy in the slipstream with the DRS, unable to do much here, as the two of them. Oh, Thimo gets a penalty for cutting the corner there. Thimo defends though on the inside there very nicely indeed, but he is going to lose out here as he does have the outside here into turn 3, but into the inside in turn 4, but he's unable to make the most of it, as he actually does make it. And now he defends that. Very nicely done from Thimo and from Jeremy as well, putting up a great fight here as well. So let's see what we have here. If he can make it happen, though, he's going to get him on the back straight maybe. He goes a bit wide there. So gonna have to hold off there as Terra is running. Also, I should mention Terra, without much practice, is running a fantastic P3. So we lost 2 of the endurance racers, but Terra has kept it clean. Not many penalties either, I believe. So let's see what he can do here in the slipstream. Now Jeremy, he's gonna be pulling out here on the outside here. Thimo can't really do anything. He reclaims the line, and that is a great move there from Jeremy up into P12. So meanwhile, Anonymous is still on the back of Speedy as well, so that'll be something to pay attention to as well. But I believe, yeah, the gap is 10 seconds to Jesse, so unfortunate. But hopefully Jesse can build it back up again, because he will be in the points scoring positions if he can catch Buddy again. As we're approaching the latter part of this race here, Thimo will have DRS, and he's gonna be trying to have some revenge here on Jeremy. Jeremy is not really running any ERS at the moment, and Thimo should probably start to save up a bit as well. Thimo did get a new wing as well, I noticed, so probably was running a bit of understeer, of course. And Speedy gets another time penalty. Anonymous, I don't think, has many penalties compared to Speedy, so let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna ride back on board with Anonymous for a bit here, see what he's doing. He's right on the back of Speedy. There are yellows in sector 2. See what happened there as oh, I think Buddy made a mistake. He hit the wall, I think. I don't know if he has damage. Yeah, he has damage. He has hit the wall, and he is missing his front wing. So that is Jesse up into the points. Okay, and yeah, Buddy, that's ruined his race now, because he is gonna have to pit for a new front wing. And you can see that is massive damage there. So completely off as he hits the wall as well. So hopefully he can put strap on some hypersofts and put in some fastest laps, but I don't think he's going to be scoring points here today, unfortunately. So it's going to help Jeremy and Thimo out as well, put them up positions. So Thimo is still in the back there on the hunt as well. So, and a corner cutting penalty for Buddy, unfortunately, as it goes into the pits, as that is a bit ridiculous. So yeah, that's quite a turn of events for Jesse, so I'm sure he'll be very pleased with that as well. So let's see the gaps here of who's made up the positions. Clara has made up a lot of positions, as has Jesse. So, and Thimo up in four positions as well. So he is still on the back of Jeremy. So this will develop as we go. Go back here to let's see. I believe this is the closest battle on track at the moment, besides Thomas and Ocean Chief, who's been running a very abysmal, unfortunately, and poor race here, getting damaged, having to run the softs to the end here, doing a bit of weaving. Thomas is going to be on the back of him on fresher hyper softs, so yeah, you can see how much later he can brake and how much more grip he has. Clara gets a time penalty. Nick is not really making much ground on him out of the DRS, and Anonymous still within DRS of him, of Ocean Chief, I mean, or not Ocean Chief, I mean of Speedy, and Ocean Chief here is going to be under threat any minute now from Thomas, as he's got to know that he's got to brake a lot later than that, or earlier than that, because he's going to have a lot more grip compared to Ocean Chief. he's gonna have a look down the inside here. Yeah, Ocean Chief does give him the space. He is well aware. Very nicely done, and very clean from Ocean Chief as well. So, meanwhile, going back to Thimo here, he is still on the back of Jeremy. On older tires, too, but he has got a lot of grip to give and a lot of pace to give here as well still, so. Good to see how this battle will develop as, he goes a little bit wide there onto the exit there, but he is saving his battery here, so he will have DRS now. He is within 9/10, so he's not going to really have much, but he will have the slipstream here to help him, give him a few more, a little bit more back. Yeah, 8/10 now, I believe, so a little bit late braking there, but he holds it then very nicely, so he's going to be on the prowl here as well for Jeremy for P11, although it's not a point scoring finish. You never know what can happen to one of these guys. As you saw Revo get disqualified, you never know if he can as well, so my commiserations though to Tipsy. Unfortunate, and him and Vance getting glitched into the pits as Thimo cuts the corner there a bit, gets a time penalty as a result. These might accumulate, you never know in the end, so. Meanwhile here, excuse me, Matthias gets a penalty. Anonymous still on the back of Speedy, trying to make up his place here, trying to get that P8 finish, although I think he might just get it off track with the penalties, because I believe Speedy has a handful of them. So let's see what happens here. Can he make the moves here on the start-finish straight? But he gets a time penalty. It's on Hypersoft, so he can put in a fast lap, hopefully. Yeah, okay, so now here, Anonymous has saved his battery the whole way here. Now he's going to have DRS, and he's going to have all the battery to use here. Speedy might just be sitting here, unfortunately, but yeah, he's going to hold it there. So that's that move done there, or not the move done yet, I should say. But around turn 3, he's going to be pursuing him all the way here. Coming up into the back straight here, he might be able to make the move go here, but very well done with the energy harvesting for Anonymous, I should say. He's got a full battery almost to play with here, and he's got 3 laps to do so. So, or 4 laps, I should say. As meanwhile, Clara is kind of pulling away from Nick at the moment, and Silver is kind of pulling away from them as well. Not really making up time on Terror, but not really losing time either. So, see here as we approach the start-finish straight, Anonymous unable to do it here either. He is just not within range, unfortunately. Losing some time in these corners. Maybe his tires are still a couple laps younger, so he will still be able to make do with some of this, but it's going to be a struggle. But they have done a very good job, the 3 of them, these 2 and Mac Jagley, to conserve the soft tires and hold them all this way. Mac Jagley pretty much running almost the entire race on them, so just to give you, and even Ocean Chief too, but just to give you an idea of how powerful the soft tires are, or how durable they are, I should say. But meanwhile here, Anonymous still just saving his energy the whole way, unable to really do much here, yeah, at the moment, but this might just pay off in the end as he is approaching the back of Speedy here. So I don't think he's too concerned, because he may know that Speedy has penalties. So, yeah, this will be interesting. Clara gets another time penalty, so this might add up and help Nick out here. So, hopefully he doesn't get too many penalties here for and get disqualified like Revo did. But I didn't even see Revo getting too many penalties. That's the thing. So, might have been different warnings. Unfortunate, but yeah. F1 game bad. Jeremy gets another time penalty, so that's going to help Thimo out a lot, because I believe Thimo only has like 3 or so, 2 or 3. Jeremy might have at least, I know he has at least 3 or 4 even, maybe. So okay, now this Anonymous is on the back here of Speedy. Now he's going to be in overtake. He's going to have the move done here. Maybe Speedy goes to the inside here. Can he get the move done here? Yes, he can. Claims the line back as Speedy hits the back of him, and that is okay, that was a pretty late dive there. Anonymous is not going to be happy about that, as Speedy may have wing damage now. As he gets a time penalty, hits the thing there. He is probably really upset about that, so let's see. Speedy's still going to keep going, though, but let's see. He might have some understeer. hopefully right on board with Speedy. I don't really see anything here. We'll see here as it looks. I see a bit of end plate damage, yeah, but I don't think it's anything major. Anonymous is not going to be happy again, as I said, about that move. So he is going to be able to hopefully catch him again, as he has done a great job of harvesting the energy and waiting for the time and biding his time and going for the move. So this is the only battle we have left on the, or as it's at the moment, is the only battle on the track that we are seeing. So we will be paying attention to this as it unfolds. So Jeremy, meanwhile, is catching up to Jesse. So actually, we may have another battle on our hands here, as Thimo is unable to catch the back as well there. But yeah, let's see the gap here. The tire difference, there's 3 laps difference, and Jesse is seeming to be a little bit slower, and as Paula is on his final lap now. So let's see what happens here now. On the back straight here, Anonymous with Slipstream and DRS, he's not going to be able to do it here, I don't think so. He's going to have to keep within his range. Speedy will have understeer and a tiny bit, so hopefully he is aware of this. As in the background here, Jeremy does get past Jesse, and he is in the final point scoring finish as Ocean Chief gets a penalty. So with penalties, I'm not sure how the scenario is, but Jeremy is going to be scoring points here. So after a really disappointing qualifying, this a fantastic drive, a recovery drive from him. So well done to him. Let's see what's happening here now. As Anonymous, and he loses it on the rear end at the final lap. And yeah, he is not happy at all with that. So that's gonna, yeah, I don't think he's gonna, I think he's probably furious as, okay, luckily he ghosted there. That's gonna help Thimo. Thimo is gonna be up in P11. He hopefully might make up, or let's see how the penalties position, or the penalties thing goes here. But at the moment, yeah, Jeremy and Jesse are going. That is big disappointment. Yeah, Anonymous just retires. That is big disappointment for him, as Thomas gets another penalty, as Paula crosses the line to win the race. Fantastic drive from him. So very well done. Matthias finishes an incredible P2 for Sauber, and Terror Incognita is going to cross the line here for P3. So great driving from the 3 of them, and Silver are going to cross here for P4 as well. All around great driving from them. Clara as well, and Nick going to finish 5th and 6th respectively. Mac Jagley with an incredible recovery drive, going to be finishing in P7. But meanwhile, my eyes are on this battle here. It seems as though, yeah, this seems like it's going to be it there. Jeremy going to keep P9 hopefully with without the penalties, but let's see how this goes. But yeah, great recovery drive there. All sorts of things played out there as he gets a kick on the back end there, as so does Jeremy. I think Timo's not really there either, but let's see how this goes. Who's going to get the points scoring finishes here? Mac Jagley finishes in P7. Speedy is going to finish P8, but penalties are a factor here depending on how many he got. Let's see. Jeremy is going to cross the line here, and he's going to finish P9 at the minute. Yeah, P9. And is he going to lose out to Jesse? Jesse does not get him, and Thimo jumps both of them. So P9 for Thimo. Okay, and P10 for Jeremy. Still a good result, as Buddy is going to cross the line last. Unfortunate for him, he lost his wing there, and that is going to be the move, or the last thing there, and that is the race. Very interesting race here. Unfortunate for some of the people like Buddy, Anonymous, Bance, Tipsy, and Revo, and better for some of them, especially Speedy as well. Unfortunate for Speedy. Better for Paula, Matthias, Terror, and the other ones up there. So great driving all around from everyone. Okay, that's Thimo talking there. So yeah, Revo is able to leave now. He's the host. So that is the race. Driver of the day, if I have to give it. Let's take a look here. It's a hard one. Paula did. My first choice would be Paula, since he just drove pretty well start to finish. We'll see the penalties, how this played out. Terra got no penalties. Okay, and Silver and Nick only got one. Okay, Silver jumped Clara, actually. So, 1 penalty only for them, and Clara got 15 seconds of penalties, unfortunately. I'm going to give my driver of the day. I'm going to give it to Paula, I think. Yeah, he did very well. So, It was between him and Ter. No penalties, but still, I'll have to give it to Pawa. He drove a fantastic race, start to finish. But anyways, that is gonna be it for me today. Thank you all for watching. And again, I am Triton, your commentator, and be sure to subscribe to the EGL channel. Again, be sure to check out the upcoming videos. We will be taking a week off here for Christmas, so have a great holiday season, everyone, and we will see you in Japan next time. So yeah, take care.